Gemini, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Amber's Sun, called Amber Tukuingwa. My name's Amber and I'm doing a general tarot Gemini reading for the month of April 2023. My readings are general, so they're not going to resonate for every Gemini. My intention is to provide healing, clarity, guidance, awareness and inspiration. I channel and tap into collective energy. Using my intuition, I use the cards to tell a story. So let's get into it. Gemini for the month of April 2023. Okay, we have the 8 of Coins, 5 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Temperance, 4 of Swords, Palace of Wands, the Hermit, and the 4 of Coins. Gemini, I see you focused on your craft, your skill, your job, your career, a project. This is something that is all-consuming with your energy in the month of April. This is something that means a lot to you. It has value. And this could be a specific skill that you are very good at. You're very methodical, very detailed. Your eye is on that one coin because the one coin represents to you something of value, something that you are refining, something that you hold in your hands as being, you're a craftsman or a craftswoman, and this particular skill that you have requires your specific knowledge and experience. So I see you very focused on this in the month of April. However, there is some confusion. There is some distraction, or there'll be something trying to distract your attention away from focusing on this skill, this detail that's required, the amount of energy that is required to put into this in the month of April. There's something here that is trying to take your attention, trying to distract you, and it is like a combustion of energy all at once. So it could be a disagreement around whatever this work is. This could also be something that you make and you do with your hands. It may be your hands may be of some significance when it comes to this, but this is a combustion of energy that could be argumentative, could be a difference of opinions, it could be internal conflict. However, whatever this distraction is, it will require you to take action on communicating, okay? So it's almost like your clear communication will bring some kind of, whatever this distraction is, clear communication is required in order to bring some kind of resolution, because this energy has no resolution to it, okay? It's 5 people with 5 wands fighting over, battling over something, and it's confusing and it's distracting, right? So heeding clear communication in the month of April is going to benefit you. I see you're going to have to need some well-needed rest, a well-needed break, perhaps getting away for a weekend to just maybe even a hotel, motel stay, B&B, whatever. This kind of gives me the impression of a resort or a getaway somewhere that is away from everything, because we have the Four of Swords and the Hermit card. And this is just a well-needed break, I feel, Gemini. Mentally exhausting. I feel like this work, whatever this is, it has been quite mentally exhausting, and you're having to rejuvenate and balance, come back into balance within yourself, and your body needs a rest. But also the mind, the mental needs a rest as well. So with the Hermit card, this is meditation, pulling back for a well-needed break, a well-needed holiday perhaps, and just having that time for introspection, alone time to breathe, meditate, have extra hours of sleep, definitely solitude in some form, in order to rejuvenate yourself so that your mind is clear and focused. But also this helps top up the batteries so that that light that the Hermit holds is relit, it is refueled. And I think you'll need that in regards to all this work that you've been focused on. And with the Four of Coins here, again, this is something that means a lot to you financially, career-wise, as an expert in your field. It's something that you can hold for, that you want to hold on to for the long term. This is not something that this is a project or whatever this is for you, or what resonates for you. This is something that you want to hold on to for the long term, because you see its value, and it has value, and it's of quality, okay? What this person is doing here is producing something of high quality and high value, and this guy keeps it in his little box of treasures where it's safely kept and put away. So this could also have a lot of your finances invested into this, whatever this is. It could actually be working on a home. For some of you, it will be working on a home project, and you know that's something that is very valuable, and that has a lot of financial attachment to it. So it's something along those lines for you, Gemini. But yeah, well-needed rest, clear communication in order to restore balance to a confusing situation. Let's clarify a couple of these. Clarify the confusion here with the Five of Wands. Oh, okay. We just had a bunch fall out. One flipped over, so I'll take that. And we had a bunch fall on the ground, so I'll grab those. This is something that's like emotionally fulfilling or dear to your heart, some kind of wish. But also the confusion is around some regret about, this could be regret about how things were done in the past, or the way in which you approached this similar situation previously in the past. And so you're a little bit confused as to the regret, or looking back at the past mistakes, or what mistakes you did in the past. And this could be internally confusing for you, because obviously you don't want to make a mistake going forward, but this could also be regret about a decision or some kind of disagreement here. Give me one more on that. In order for future plans. Yeah, you're waiting for your ships to come in. There may have been some disappointment in regards to this confusion about waiting for an outcome. Perhaps there's been some kind of stalemate, or there's a stalling because you're waiting on something to arrive. This could be anything to do with this project, but there's regret. Perhaps you regret waiting on something, and so now you're going to have to take action in regards to communication and making that communication very clear to break this confusion. Tell us about the communication that will need to be taken action on in order to clear up the situation. Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. So you may be wanting to collaborate with someone. There may be a disagreement with another person in regards to this project. You have some regrets about the past, perhaps the past decisions that were made in regards to a final outcome. And so you may need to communicate with someone else that you're collaborating with, or you may need to communicate that you would like to collaborate. Okay, there's something about collaboration that you need to communicate, and it's not you don't want any confusion or disruption or mistakes made that were done in the past. So it's bringing that clarity. Tell me about the Four of Swords and this timeout. Yeah, communication again. So there's been, you kind of want to rest from all this could be like back and forth. You could be trying to work on collaboration with someone else or some others, and so this has been quite exhausting to get to the final, to get it all cleared up around this work. And we have another one, Queen of Swords. Yeah, so a decision's needs to be made in regards to communication, to take a rest, to take a break. Perhaps you're communicating that, and it may be just like, it may not have been planned out, so you need to just make that decision, make it very clear that you're going on a holiday, or you're going on a break, or you need this time out. Tell me about the Temperance. Yeah, Four of Wands. Some of you may be, you may need to spend time with family, because all this work focus has taken you away from, there's some kind of imbalance to do with the family and stability and a home, marriage possibly. So whatever connection resonates for you, bringing that back into balance, okay? And that requires you to have a rest and maybe take that break with the family to reconnect and stabilize. Tell me about this coin situation. What is this project work about? High Priestess. This is higher knowledge, so this is specific knowledge around a King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is what you do for craft. This is what you do for your income, for your life purpose, and it has an element of higher knowledge attached to it. So it is very specific, and that's what I was picking up before. So what are we on? 14 minutes. I guess we could clarify that Hermit. Clarify the Hermit for Gemini. I think this one is the World. you're contemplating, taking time out to contemplate perhaps the successful completion of a chapter. So Gemini, I'm going to get some oracle cards to finish the reading. Dark night of the soul. Life brings new meaning. And that's the energy I got with that having to pull back from, with the Four of Swords and the Hermit. That's pulling back one's energy, going into, time out, contemplation, introspection, extra sleep, a break. You're needing a break because there's something here about having to top up those batteries. Life brings new meaning. Okay, so it's like you're exhausted because of that, the amount of effort you're putting in and into this project work, whatever resonates for you there, and the confusion around it as being quite exhausting. So there's a dark night of the soul, and the dark night of the soul is when we have to go into contemplation, the hermit mode, and really figure out, kind of bring up those feelings and thoughts around situations in our environment, within ourselves, that we repress, that may be considered dark. So these are things that we don't address on an everyday level, on a day-to-day level. We keep them suppressed or repressed. And so there's a need for that time out in order to life brings new meaning, okay? So that's the beauty of the dark night of the soul. When we have that time out, we're able to then come out of that renewed with a new sense of meaning, a new sense of awareness of oneself. Light and love. The situation requires light and love. So act with care. So this is about taking care of oneself, taking care of one's soul. Okay, finding the life, the meaning, the light and the love again. Restoring one's self as an act of care, right? An act of care is taking care of oneself and taking that time out. In order for expansion, educate your mind and senses. Yeah, you're growing, you're expanding, this time out is going to bring expansion for you, and especially if you can do the dark night of the soul, then that is a time where we renew and we expand on a big, huge level. You might want to Google dark night of the soul if you're not aware of that process, in order to help you. And it says educate your mind and senses. So perhaps going away to try something new, educate yourself on something new, try some new foods, do something with your senses and your mind that's going to bring expansion and learning. Okay, so Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if it resonated, like and subscribe to support my channel, and I'll see you at the next reading. Ka kite anō.